develop these chronic diseases from eating too much salt and too much sugar. But these are just the list of things. There are certain things that you need to incorporate into your diet that can reduce your risk of developing these chronic diseases. For example, it has been well studied that the more you have grains in your diet, the less likely you are to develop this chronic disease. So what are these grains? Wheat, groundnuts, cashew nuts. These are things that you should try as much as possible to put into your diet. So the more proteins, basically, that you put in your diet. Some professionals also have come together to develop a diet. They call it the DASH diet. Okay, so it's DASH is like an acronym. So basically what it means is there are diets that have been recommended to help reduce these chronic conditions. And what does this diet comprise of? Mostly proteins, less of saturated fats. Some saturated fats that we use commonly in our environment is things like butter, all this margarine, salad cream. These things are not healthy for us. Some of these granola oils that we use, they contain high proportion of saturated fats. So most lifestyle medicine specialists usually recommend olive oil, okay, for your cooking and your frying of your stuff. Okay, so these are things that you can look into. So instead of eating every day, eat a bar. Every day you eat
Hi, Dr. Chidera. I think we have network issues. We have network issues there. I just started laughing when he said you'll be eating eba every day. Dr. Chidera, what's wrong with eating eba every day? You're still tuning to Women Radio 91.7 FM, and this is Radio Doctor while we're expecting the doctor to join us again. And we've been talking about hypertension, diabetes, and lifestyle medicine. Dr. Chidera literally jumped it. He preempted himself because we wanted to talk about hypertension first, diabetes, before we now ease into lifestyle medicine. But he's already gone into lifestyle. And he's talked about how hypertension is, a silent killer. He gave the analogy of a pipe that water is passing through. And if the pipe is clogged, water cannot pass through. Or if it is still, water cannot pass through. And I don't know what the pipe would be in our own bodies, but yeah, while we wait on him. Today's program is powered by Teledoc, and Teledoc is a secure digital platform that allows you to consult verified doctors anytime, anywhere. With Teledoc, you can book a quick consult for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, for 30 minutes, whichever way. Beg your pardon, for 10 minutes for a quick consult, for 30 minutes for a full consult. You choose your preferred time. Oh, I would rather go like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. That's okay. You join a secure video call within the app, and then you upload your medical records. And as with any consultation in the physical hospital, they will give you your diagnosis. They'll tell you what is wrong with you and then give you prescription. Then you get to receive the prescription and then take it to your local pharmacy to get, or even a pharmacy that's recommended by them, to get your meds so that you can be healthy. Okay. And every Wednesday and Thursday we feature trusted doctors from the Teledoc app network to answer your health questions live. Demi is here. Demi is the founder of Teledoc. Maybe before Dr. Chidera joins, do you want to add anything about the Teledoc app? Maybe he could give us a how to use.
Okay, yes, so as mentioned, thank you for that. We're a digital health company, and what we basically do is build infrastructures for doctors to be empowered, doctors to be able to consult with their own patients from anywhere. And what we believe is that when doctors are empowered to drive, patients get better access to quality care. Now, to speak with the doctor, all you just have to do is download the Teledoc app from the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Register, sign up, and immediately you get in, you would see the different arrays of doctors, different arrays of specialties which you can select from, and then you can make your booking. And if you need any assistance as well, you can also chat with us through the app as well, and the customer support team will help you. For anyone who also wants a personalized advice beyond today's discussion with Dr. Okuli Chidera, you can consult with him on the Teledoc app from the comfort of your home.
Thank you. What about, can you download on iOS and on Android, or is it just a particular type that you can, is it just iOS you can download, or can you download on both of them?
You can download on both Google and on Android and on iOS.
And you can make payments on the app, right?
Yes.
It's safe and secure. Is it a case of I'll have to put in my bank details, or is it a case of transfer? I don't want to put my bank details online.
So there are multiple payment gateways on the app. So we have Paystack, which enables you to do bank transfers. We have Stripe as well. We have Apple Pay, Google Pay. So there are multiple avenues for you to make payments without disclosing your card details.
Okay, we're still waiting on Dr. Chidera to join us. Okay, I think that we can go on a break now, and then when we come back on the break, hopefully Dr. Chidera will join us. Rachel, please play some music.
You never sounded so cool.
Jammy, 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 jammy. Jammy, 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 jammy. But you see, I'm jammy. I can't go keep going. Jammy, jammy, jammy. Keep going. From the stand now we got continental. Know the power now. I'm out there on the side. People them vibes, people them falcon, people them dance, people them work, people them sleepy, people them dance. Jammy, 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 jammy. Can't you see I'm jamming? I get out the glory. Jammy, 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 jammy. I get out the glory.
You never sounded so cool.
All right. Welcome back. Our doctor is back from his short sojourn. His short trip that he quickly took. Okay. Dr. Chidera is the medical director of Dynasty Medical Group, and before he had to travel. I'm sorry, I'm just being cheeky this morning. He was talking about lifestyle, and the last thing he said is some of us will just be eating a bar. We're eating eba every day. So yes, please carry on, Dr. Chidera. You were dragging some people who eat eba all the time.
Sorry about the break in transmission.
It's okay.
It was, I think my network just cut off.
Okay.
So I was talking about lifestyle medicine. Okay, so I said the majority of people here, I mean, because it's very affordable, right? So we try to go for what is easier for us. But I think we should always know that these things are not good for our health. So I think we should prioritize more of whole grain foods. Okay, more of proteins in our diets. And I was saying, so I didn't even know my network cut off. So I was talking about the best form of meat that you can eat for yourself is white meat. So over time, it's been proven that red meat is not very healthy.
But I prefer red meat, Dr. Chidera.
Well,
fried meat is the best. You want me to eat fried chicken? I don't want to eat fried chicken.
No, red meat is not too much of everything is bad, right? So I think it's in your best interest to prioritize, white meat. And the best form of white meat has been studied to be chicken breast, right? And chicken breast is very healthy for your health. And there's something I also wanted to say. So I was talking about the symptoms of diabetes. So most people don't really know the symptoms of diabetes. So most times it comes up as an emergency, all right? So now, as it's also when you start waking up more than 5 times at night to go to toilet to urinate, that's a red flag, right? When you unnecessarily start feeling thirsty, you feel like there's no water in your body, you feel like you're always drinking water, and most people confuse it with when they say every morning I take water. No. Yeah, every morning you should take water, but when you start feeling unnecessarily thirsty, even after taking water, that's a very big red flag. When you start feeling hungry, let's say you eat today, in the next 2 hours, you start feeling hungry and you start craving sugar. For example, you want to always drink Coke, you want to always drink Fanta. These are red flags. Then for women, when you start having repeated fungal infections, candidiasis, yeah, repeated fungal infections is a red flag in a woman. When you start having these repeated fungal infection or even urinary tract infections, even after treating, you still have it. That's a red flag. Then sometimes you start feeling like your legs are not with you anymore. You start feeling like your legs are numb. We call it paresthesia. So when you start having these numbing sensations or feeling like you're matching foam, you know, it's a red flag. So whenever you start having these symptoms, it's good that you come to the hospital. But at that point, right, it's necessary that you remember that diabetes is reversible. That's a myth that many of us do not know. So that's something I also want to let us know today, that diabetes is actually reversible, especially the type 2 diabetes. All right, let's work. Don't come out again. Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, doctor. We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I said now there are two types of diabetes, right? There is the type 1 diabetes and there is the type 2 diabetes. The type 2 diabetes is actually reversible if you detect it on time. But the type 1 diabetes, which is the juvenile onset diabetes, is most times is genetic, it's not reversible. But the type 2 diabetes, which is actually more common, is the one that we develop over time. It's very reversible once you detect it on time with lifestyle. In fact, I once had a patient who came for checkup, and when he came to the hospital, we told him to go and get a HbA1c. So HbA1c is like a test where you look for the blood glucose control within the past 3 months, and his HbA1c was above the roof. You know, so we just started him on drugs and lifestyle medicine, and within 4 months of taking these drugs, he came back and rechecked the HbA1c, and it was normal. He started checking it every 3 months, and for 2 years now, he has been off his diabetic medications.
Wow.
Okay, yeah. So I think that's something that we need to know, right? These things are not death sentences. Most people, whenever they hear that they're hypertensive or diabetic, they get depressed. No, that's not. You're not supposed to be depressed. I think it's something that we need to take home today. That diabetes and hypertension is not a death sentence. It's something that we can manage and actually prevent even before it happens by prioritizing lifestyle. So in summary, your sleep should be your priority. Like I said, 7 to 9 hours of sleep is what you should. If you're not taking 7 to 9 hours of sleep, you're reducing your lifespan by 1% every day that you don't take 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Your diet, prioritize whole grains, nuts, cashew nuts, legumes, beans, granules too, right? Bambara nuts. People even okpa. People like I studied in Enugu, and we are very used to okpa. So you can also incorporate it in your diet. All right.
Sorry to interrupt you, Dr. Chidera. Please hold that thought. We want to go on a quick break. When we come back, we can continue. This is the Women Radio 91.7 FM, and this is Radio Doctor. Dr. Chidera is here. He'll still be here when we come back from the break. Demi is here. Myself, for me, I'm also here. See you. Don't go anywhere.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. WFM.
Are you number 87? Okay, please wait. How many hours have you wasted sitting in hospital queues just to see a doctor for 10 minutes? There's a smarter way. Introducing TeleDoc, your secure digital platform to consult verified doctors anytime, anywhere. With TeleDoc, you choose how you want care. Need something quick? Go for a quick consult. Just 10 minutes. Need more time? Book a full consult. 30 minutes of personalized care tailored just for you. No traffic, no crowded waiting rooms, no unnecessary delays. Simply book at your preferred time. Join a secure video call inside the app and speak directly with licensed doctors you can trust. Have medical records? Upload them easily before your consultation. From general health concerns to specialist advice, TeleDoc connects you to real doctors, real answers, real care. Download the TeleDoc app today on Google Play Store and Apple Store.
The holy month of Ramadan is here again, a month to submit to the will of Allah, a month to share, a month to care, and most importantly, a month of goodness. Start well and end well with the goodness of peak milk at Sahar and Iftar to stay nourished every day.
Share goodness this Ramadan with the delicious nourishment of pig milk every day. Ramadan Kareem.
Welcome to Queens of the Mic, hashtag QOTM, posted by the iconic Bionic Mba of Rap Radio Africa. QOTM is where African women in business, hip-hop, and lifestyle culture tell their stories boldly and unapologetically. From north to south, east to West Africa, we celebrate women shaping culture and inspiring the next generation of tomorrow's women. Empowering, enlightening, informative, with a rich blend of hip-hop music from first African women across the continent. Don't miss Queens of the Mic, 2 p.m. every Wednesday on Women Radio WFM 91.7, where hip-hop meets business. Are you number 87? Okay, please wait.
How many hours have you wasted sitting in hospital queues just to see a doctor for 10 minutes? There's a smarter way. Introducing TeleDoc, your secure digital platform to consult verified doctors anytime, anywhere. With TeleDoc, you choose how you want care. You need something quick? Go for a quick consult, just 10 minutes. Need more time? Book a full consult, 30 minutes of personalized care tailored just for you. No traffic, no crowded waiting rooms, no unnecessary delays. Simply book at your preferred time. Join a secure video call inside the app and speak directly with licensed doctors you can trust. Have medical records? Upload them easily before your consultation. From general health concerns to specialist advice, TeleDoc connects you to real doctors, real answers, real care. Download the TeleDoc app today on Google Play Store and Apple Store.
You never sounded so cool.
Welcome back. Welcome back. This is still Radio Doctor on Women Radio 91.7 FM. This morning, we've been talking to Dr. Chidera, who is the medical director, Dynasty Medical Group, on hypertension, diabetes, and lifestyle medicine. Before we went on the break, Dr. Chidera was telling us about the different lifestyle choices that you can make that can reverse diabetes. He was speaking about diabetes and how a patient of his was able to reverse diabetes, and 2 years on is no longer on his diabetic drug. Hi, Dr. Chidera, are you there? Dr. Chidera. Okay, while we wait on him, Demi, over to you. I've been talking since
I'm here.
Dr. Chidera. Okay, Demi, over to you.
Yes.
Over to you.
All right, doctor. So I have one question for you.
All right.
When you mentioned that if someone wakes up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, in such situations where someone wakes up and they can't sleep back, does that have anything to do with the topic?
So you're saying if someone goes to the urinate and comes back and he can't sleep, whether it's a sign of diabetes? Well, I wouldn't say it's a sign of diabetes because a lot of things can cause insomnia, right?
Okay.
So that's a different topic altogether. So most times when you can't sleep at night, it's not necessarily the fact that your blood sugar is high. It could be just that you're stressed. It could be that you had a very bad dream. Or it could be that you've altered your sleep pattern and maybe you're someone that finds it difficult to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that's not a core. It's not a core symptom of
We're having network issues with Dr. Chidera. Dr. Chidera said it is not a core. Like Demi's question was okay, Dr. Chidera is here. Demi's question was that if you because you want to use the toilet, and because Dr. Chidera had said that frequent urination at night is one of the symptoms of diabetes. Demi asked that if you do and then you come back and you can't sleep, is it still a symptom of diabetes? Dr. Chidera is trying to answer that question. Could you be sleeplessness? Maybe God wants you to pray. Who knows? But carry on, Dr. Chidera.
It's not a symptom of diabetes. It's not.
Okay. Okay. All right. Dr. Chidera, for someone who wants more personalized advice beyond today's discussion, how can they take the next step?
Oh, well, I think first of all, you have to go back to your family history, right?
Okay.
That's very important, and it's something that most people overlook. Find out from your parents, was anyone diabetic, was anyone hypertensive, or your grandparents, because sometimes these things run in the genes. So that you start taking, especially when now it's not common in young people, so that you start taking precautions early, right? You start going to your doctor to check your blood pressure. You start going to check so these are things that you can actually incorporate in your lifestyle. This singular decision can actually help you to add some years to your lifespan. So some people that you hear that die suddenly, maybe they went to a party, they came back and they didn't wake up. Maybe they slept and they didn't wake up. Most times it's just heart attack, right? Cardiomyopathy. These are heart-related issues, and heart-related issues are one of the most common complications of hypertension and diabetes. Okay, so for someone that is listening to this now, I think you have to find out your family history. Very important. Whatever it is, try as much as possible to check your blood pressure today, right? Check your blood pressure today, then check your blood sugar. You can incorporate it in your routine every month or every 2 weeks. Try as much as possible to check your blood pressure, because these things are very silent. You can buy the device, they are everywhere. Just get it at home, and especially if you have these risk factors. So I forgot to talk about the risk factors, right? Obesity, very big risk factor. When you're on the big side, when a civil servant who sits in the office from 8 o'clock in the morning to maybe 4 o'clock, you don't stand up at any point in time. I mean, you should also incorporate it into your life, and maybe during your break, you just walk around. Instead of going with the car, you can trek. Understand? Instead of going with the car, you can trek somewhere that is a very trekkable distance. So these are things that you can help to, reduce this risk factor. Smoking is a very important risk factor. Anything smoking, whether it's once you smoke, some people argue, is it cigarettes or is it cannabis? Anything smoking is a risk factor for hypertension and diabetes. And in fact, it has even been studied that regular cannabis use has been linked to the development of new onset diabetes. You understand? Yeah, it has been studied, so you can check online and see the different studies that have been done. Okay, so these are things. Then reduce your salt intake. Okay, so the ideal intake of salt that you should take is about 2,500 grams per day. All right, so that's like 1 teaspoonful. Okay,
per day. Wait, let's talk about this. Let's talk. Ben is laughing at me. Let's talk about this. Wait, in the morning, I have 3 square. Okay, I don't eat 3 square meals. I eat 2 square meals, right? And in the morning, I want to have yam and eggs for breakfast. Of course, I'm going to put salt inside my eggs to fry my eggs, right? And maybe put Maggi. But I also know that there's salt inside my seasoning cube. Pardon me. I put it there, and then that's for breakfast. I'm okay. Then for dinner, maybe I took that one as brunch. For dinner, I'm gonna eat swallow, like maybe eat a goosey with semo for dinner. There's salt there, and you're saying 5 teaspoons. Have you tried to put a teaspoon of salt inside your food? Does it used to sweet?
Well, that's all I'm trying to say is that you don't really need so much food. Actually, you don't really need so much salt. Yeah, that's something you said now. You said at night you eat eba.
No, I don't eat eba at night. Okay, last night I did eat eba at night, but I typically, and that's because we hadn't had egusi. We cooked yesterday. I have to eat the food that we cooked. You understand?
Yes,
but I typically avoid eating heavy foods at night. But there are some people who eat heavy at night. Oh yeah, it's not eba I ate, it's rice I ate. I had rice and stew or rice and vegetable. Let me be healthy. I had rice and vegetable soup. It's not still salt. I'll put inside the rice and put inside the vegetable. You know, say everything all together must be 5 ml. Even 5 ml cannot do egusi soup.
These things are not easy actually. But I think this is one of the reasons why our forefathers survived, better than us, because a lot of processing A lot of these things are so much processing, and the way that, Nigeria is a country where a lot of things are not verified, right? Some of the things we put into our system, even this Maggi we are talking about, some of the condiments, we don't even know the chemical components of these things, right? They're actually harmful to our health. Okay, so I think when it comes to lifestyle medicine, it's difficult to practice as a Nigerian, because of the way, the things are here. But I mean, over there, these things are actually easier to, to follow up, right? Yeah.
Okay, but I wanted you, before David even goes ahead, to continue to really blow out in the open lifestyle medicine, because I know I'm making fun. I'm just speaking. I'm playing devil's advocate. Let me not lie. I know that there are quite a few people that have left using a lot of salt. They've even stopped using seasoning cubes as well, and they've gone to they're now using local herbs, which were our forefathers used to use. We're talking iru, crayfish, rosemary. What is rosemary in Nigeria? I don't know. Dadawa, all those things.
Yeah.
So I want to really speak to lifestyle medicine. Like, what were the things that person did that you mentioned earlier that was able to reverse diabetes? He wasn't taking.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's a very beautiful question. So this patient, I'll give you the case scenario of this patient. So this patient is a retired civil servant. So when he retired, he took it upon himself to come and do a general health checkup, right? And he was on the big side. So when we saw him first, I think one of the first things we told him was, you have to lose weight.
Okay.
You really have to lose weight, right? And then he started incorporating, just like I told you, he started the DASH diet for him. So have in mind, this patient was also hypertensive. So he stopped, eating out. That's the first thing. Stopped eating out. Started taking his foods on his own. They removed some diets. So instead of eating gari now, this person started using oatmeal, right? So instead of pap, person started using coca oats, right?
Okay.
Yeah, instead of every morning you wake up and eat everything, or maybe bread and all those things, he started eating eggs. Every morning he just took egg. Every morning, that was his breakfast. Just 2 eggs. That's all. 2 eggs and maybe chicken, right? In the afternoon, he uses oatmeal, and then he was started using more of vegetable soup, like soups like okra, vegetable, limited the quantity of oil that he used to cook. So it was more of if you're using vegetable soup, he just puts very tiny oil, and then he stopped eating. Once he was past 6 o'clock, he doesn't eat. So once it's 6 o'clock, if he's hungry, he takes fruits, cucumber, these nuts I was telling you about, groundnuts, cashew nuts. These are things that he incorporated into his diet. He stopped taking alcohol, stopped taking anything, soft drink, Coke, Fanta, and all those things. Then every morning, he walks around his compound at least 3 or 4 times.
Hey, right? Nigerians, are you listening?
Yeah, because most people will say, I cannot afford a treadmill.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a treadmill. You understand? If you have somewhere you want to go and you can use a car, you can trek. Just trek.
Yeah.
Go to and fro and come back. Trekking is actually very good. I think that was one of the reasons why our forefathers lasted, because these luxuries were not there. They were doing a lot of trekking in those days, right? Okay, and then there is something he also incorporated: green tea. Green tea is a tea that has been studied over time that is good for glucose control and the hypertension. So
yeah, but I like milk and sugar in my tea, Dr. Chidera. What are you saying? I want to drink beverage. I want chocolate drink. I want sugar. I want milk. I want to drink it, and I can see the milk on my. What do you mean I should drink green tea?
So that means very soon now, diabetes will come for you.
No, I don't mean me, Dr. Chidera. Please, I beg you. I don't remember the last time I had tea. Let me not lie. I haven't had tea in a very long time. And whether it's chocolate tea or whatever, I've not had it in a long time. I'm just speaking for somebody, so don't direct it at me.
So for milk, right? I can use an example. For milk now, if you really want milk, there is full cream and there is filled cream. Right, so the core difference between full cream and filled cream is the content of the cholesterol and the vitamins. Okay. So if you really want milk for an adult who is trying to have this lifestyle, precautions, filled cream is actually the best for you. okay, because it has a low content of cholesterol, in as much as it doesn't have so much vitamins, but it's actually better for you. But full cream peak milk is not good, especially in adults who are battling hypertension and diabetes. So that one is usually for children. Okay, it's usually for children who want vitamins, you want them to add weight and all those stuff. Okay, so you can actually look at the content of the milk. So check if it's full of filled cream. That can help you a lot to differentiate, the one that you should take. Okay, and I think green tea with the milk is something that you can explore. You don't need all those Bonvita. You don't need too much sugar and all this excess bread. Everybody, I want to eat bread.
Let's talk about bread. Demi, I'm so sorry. Let's talk about bread. What do you mean I should not eat bread, Dr. Chidera? What you're telling Nigerians is that they should not even eat. Is it just, please,
I eat bread a lot, but I'm just telling you that the implications of too much of everything is bad. There are people that eat in the morning, they take bread and coke. I get bread and coke. In the afternoon, I get bread and coke. In the night, I get bread and coke. And then they'll start telling you, Doc, I want to lose weight. How can you lose weight when you're eating how many calories in 3 times a day? You understand? So these things are not bad in the sense of it, but I think it's something you just have to discipline yourself. Discipline is something that you just need to tell yourself, I'm trying as much as possible to live long. Remember, in Nigeria, the life expectancy is 65 years. In other parts of the country, the life expectancy is above 75 years. Okay, so what it's trying to tell you that it's better you prevent the problem than treating the complications of the problem, because a lot of things will come into play when you develop this disease. Poor access to healthcare costs, poor late diagnosis, and a lot of things. So prevention is what I'm trying to tell Nigerians today, is that prevention is better than cure. Okay. So, and lifestyle medicine is an area where a lot of people have not explored. And I think the world medicine is actually going into lifestyle medicine. You are driving into lifestyle. So lifestyle, once you can change your lifestyle, right, you've removed 50% of your problems.
All right, Demi, over to you.
Okay, you can consult Dr. Okoli Chidera and other verified doctors securely or teledoc from the comfort of your. Doctor, I have one question for you. How
go ahead.
These diseases, how do they affect vital organs? So I know you mentioned the heart and the hypertension, heart attack, but is that the only vital organ that?
No. So let's start from the head to the toe. Okay. So now when you say vital organs, let's assume you're talking of the brain, the eye, the heart, the GI tract, the kidneys, and maybe the liver. Okay. So for the brain, of course, that one of the most common complications of hypertension and diabetes is stroke. And stroke is almost irreversible. Some strokes, unless maybe you're lucky to get access to professional healthcare immediately, most times stroke is irreversible. Okay, so when your blood pressure is above, the limits, and sugar is above limits, most times you can have a stroke. Okay, then for your eye, the most common complication of diabetes, one of the most common complications is retinopathy. So retinopathy is when the retina has become damaged and it can lead to blindness. Okay, so some of these eye conditions you see, glaucoma and co. These are complications of diabetes, especially, right? Then for the heart, the most common cause of death in hypertension is myocardial infarction, otherwise what we know as heart attack. Okay, so heart attack, hypertension and diabetes can lead to heart attack, right? Then for the GI tract, there's what we call diabetic gastropathy. So most times the complications are, look, anytime I go to the toilet, my I can't go, it's very strong. Do you understand? Because the nerves that help to control the gut movement in your body has been damaged by the excess blood sugar. So you can have what we call diabetic neuropathy. And this neuropathy can manifest especially with constipation. Some people, it can manifest with occasional diarrhea, right? Then for the kidneys, chronic kidney disease, which is now very common in our country, is the most common complication of diabetes and hypertension. And of course, when you have chronic kidney disease, it's irreversible. You either continue doing dialysis for life and eventually you die, or if you can get a donor where you can, do a renal transplant, right? Then for the legs, most people you see, they've amputated their legs, because what happens is that either you have peripheral artery disease from hypertension or diabetes. So what's peripheral artery disease? So blood is no longer going there. And of course, if blood is not going to an organ, it starts to die. Just like when you bring out meat and leave it in the open, it starts to decay, And then for some people, they get injuries without even knowing, because the sensation of that leg has been numbed. So most times, that's what we call foot care when we are managing patients of diabetes. Try as much as possible to tell them, wear canvas, cover your legs, don't walk where there's no adequate light and all those stuff. So these are things, because you can get yourself injured and you won't even know. And over time, it starts to get infected and that starts to get decayed. And over time, it can lead to your leg being, cut off, amputated, right? So these are things that you can actually avoid if you detect, these things on time. So in summary, stroke, blindness, heart attacks, arrhythmias too, gut motility issues, renal, kidney damage, and of course, your legs being cut off. Call it a foot gangrene. Yeah.
That's a whole list, and the more reason why we should pay attention to our health. And Dr. Chidera Okole has literally taken us down, the list of how we should apply better caution to our health, especially using lifestyle medicine. He has mentioned the foods we should eat, the nuts, the grains we should eat, the things that we should substitute. He said, and he's not saying that you should not eat your food, but he kept on saying too much of everything is not good, is bad for you. He said he eats bread, so it's not like he not say you should not eat bread. So if you're battling diabetes or obesity and you're still eating bread, your his own goal basically you're doing for yourself. Thank you so much, Dr. Okole, for coming on the program today. We learned a lot. I learned a lot today. I can.
There's something I forgot to add, which is something that affects men specifically: erectile dysfunction. Erectile dysfunction can be an early warning sign that your arteries are not okay. You understand? Because of course, these are things that the men will not come to complain. They just keep on taking supplements. I want to boost your libido. No, it can be core signs that your nerves and your arteries are getting issues. You understand? So erectile dysfunction is a sign, very common in our environment, that you need to go and check your blood sugar status and your blood pressure. Yeah.
Okay. We have reached our mark right now. Thank you so much once again, Dr. Okole. Demi, how can Dr. Okole be reached?
Okay, so I'll drop my email, drchideraokole@gmail.com. So drchideraokole@gmail.com. And of course, my number is 090-383-51356. That's my WhatsApp number. So, and of course, you can also get my services from the TeleDoc app. You know how to use it. You download the app either on Google Play or App Store, and then you check for my name, Chidera Okole. My consultation times are usually 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then just secure your appointment, and that's all.
Exactly. All right. With that being said, Demi, do you have any final word before we go?
Yes. So if you need to speak to a doctor privately, you can book a quick 10 minutes consultation or a full 30 minutes consultation. Choose your preferred time and speak securely via video call. You can also upload your medical records and prescription records digitally.
Yes. Many thanks to the producer, Aisha Sani, and executive producer, Tomoki Wale Shunaya. We'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of Radio Doctor. My name is Fumi.
My name is Demi.
I'm Dr. Chidera.
Yes, you are. Thank you so much, Dr. Chidera, for coming once again.
All right. Thank you very much for having me. Take
Bye.
care. All right. Bye-bye.
Women Radio 91.7, the Ogbonge radio station for women and their families.